forward if you'd like. With the bus driver in the back and everything. But welcome everybody to the promotion ceremony for John Parcham. Please shut off your Blackberries, electronic phones, anything like that. And also, if you have an ID card, put that away for security reasons. As I said, we're honoring John's promotion. Big guests here, like thank John's family and his mother. This is Chris Parcham, his sister, Miss Michelle Doherty, nephew, Matt Doherty, and his girlfriend, Miss Donna Allison. Our host for today's ceremony is Colonel Don Nitty. He's the Director of Maintenance and Integrated Material Management Center, his Army Missile Command. I'd say please stand with the round official party, but they are arrived. So. Colonel Nitty, the public yours.
Well, thank you. Hey, Wall, can you guys come forward? Not many people here, so we'll bring it in tight. How's that? First of all, I want to thank everybody for coming today, especially to John's family, who drove all the way down from Wisconsin, 13 hours in the car. I know that wasn't an easy trip, no matter how easy you say it was. That's a long drive. But you being here today makes it that much more special for John. So thank you for being here. And to his girlfriend, Robin, thank you for being here today. I'm honored today to finally promote. We're running a little behind. I'm sorry for starting late. This was actually supposed to be January 3rd. So we're just getting around to it for many reasons. But it's an honor for me today to promote a great soldier, a great officer, and definitely a great American. And you don't have to spend much time around John Parcham to figure out exactly who he is. And I'll tell you that right off the bat, you could tell he's extremely intelligent. He's a dedicated, absolutely dedicated officer to the United States Army, and he's a guy that makes things happen. You know, it's not a lot of fanfare with John. You just give John a mission, give him what your guidance is, what his right and left limits are, and he moves out. And it doesn't matter how complex or how simple the problem is, he's going to figure it out. He's going to come back with a solution or a report that the mission is accomplished. And John is also a very diverse officer. And you can look at his records or talk to John about what his experiences have been, and it just speaks for itself. He enlisted in the Air Guard in 1989 and was the honor grad, which seems impressive, but it was the Air Force. He was the honor grad, but like I said, he's intelligent. So it didn't take him long to figure out the Air Force wasn't the place to be. And so 2 years later, he jumped over to the Army. And then in 1993 received his commission and came on active duty as an officer. His first assignment was at Fort Bliss, Texas, with the 3rd ACR, and he spent his company grade time for the most part between Fort Bliss, Fort Carson in Germany. Troop XO, Troop Commander in Germany, Operations Officer, Assistance Operations Officer, a lot of time in the field with the CAV, both in the States and outside of the United States. Came back to the United States and went to Fort Rucker, Alabama, where he was a platform instructor and a small group instructor at the Army's Captain's Career Course. And that's the course where we groom our young captains to be company commanders. And I can tell you from experience, the Army doesn't just assign any knucklehead to go there and groom our young captains. If you're going to be teaching at the advanced course for the captains, they pick the cream of the crop to go there and do that. And he did it for 2 years, not only running small groups, but also being on the platform and instructing. And then after that, he worked future concepts for Army Aviation. So did all of that, and then had a short break in 2006. He decided he'd rather go to Australia and eat shrimp on the Barbie and surf for a while. So he got out of the Army and went to Australia and got his master's degree from the University of Southern Wales? New South Wales, all right. I saw it on his bio, and I said, this has to be like an online degree. So I actually called him in and said, you went to Australia and got your master's degree? And he said, yes, sir. So he says he went to Australia and got his master's degree, but again came back and came back and had been in the reserves, got a mobilization tour again back at Rucker, participated on the staff at Fort Rucker as the Deputy G4 working supply and facilities issues, and then also in the Ops Division helping Rucker come up with better ways on how we could train our aviators and get more aviators through the course in the same amount of time. And that's when we were lucky enough to get John about a year ago. He moved up from Fort Rucker, and he's been on our team here working in our support operations division. And we have a small mission here. Every helicopter that returns from either Iraq or Afghanistan goes through a major rebuild. We do about 500 helicopters a year, thousands of aircraft modifications, about an $800 million a year budget, and a lot of other external support missions to keep our aviators properly equipped with the right equipment and ready to go to the war and fight. And John helps orchestrate all of that out of the Support Operations Division, and we rely heavily on his expertise and knowledge and his abilities to make sure that we have the right stuff at the right time to keep our aviators in the fight. And it just so happens about the time he was supposed to get promoted in January, we had a requirement to send somebody into Afghanistan. We have a lot of work that goes on in theater, right, with the aviation brigades that are deployed in Afghanistan. And we need somebody there on the ground to help coordinate that piece. And John was picked to do that and did not miss a beat. Just like every good soldier, he laced up his boots and put on his rucksack and off he went. And as I said before, not a lot of fanfare. I got occasional reports of what was going on. He came up on the net when he needed something, but for the most part he was out there on his own making things happen. And after he returned, I can't tell you the number of people that told me unsolicited that without John over there in theater, they could not have done what they did as well as they did it. Well, reduced the cost of doing modifications in theater, increased the number of modifications that we did, and also increased the aircraft availability, most importantly, for the commander. So John did an absolutely great job for us while we were in Afghanistan. So today we're going to do three things. First, we're going to promote John from Major to Lieutenant Colonel. Officially, he's been promoted, but this is the formal ceremony where we're going to promote him to Lieutenant Colonel. And I want you to listen to the orders as they're read and the words that are in those orders, because John is not getting promoted because he's a great major. Okay? There are a lot of great majors out there that will never be lieutenant colonels. Now, being a great major helped him get there. He certainly wouldn't get promoted if he wasn't a great major. But we're promoting him today because he has shown the potential to be a great lieutenant colonel. And the orders will say, based on his demonstrated potential for increased responsibility. And with that promotion today, not only comes extra money, which is good, but also comes extra responsibility and much higher expectations of John. Then we're going to, after that, do the oath of office. And John is going to reaffirm his commitment to the United States and to the defense of the Constitution of the United States. And again, I just ask you to listen to the words of the oath, because a lot of countries have oaths for their service members, and a lot of them swear to defend a king or a queen or a piece of land or a country, but we're the only ones that swear to defend a document and an idea of what defines us as a people. And then lastly, we will award John his Army Accommodation Medal and the Afghan Service Medal for the outstanding job that he did for us while he was in Afghanistan. So John, before we publish the orders, I appreciate all your service, and on behalf of not only AFMD and AMCOM, but the Army and the United States, thanks for everything you do for the Army and for our country every day. And then to his family, Mom, you did a great job, but you know, we thank you for your sacrifice too, because John, you know, he laces his boots on, he goes out every day, but you're the one that raised him, allows him to serve, and I know there's a great burden on you when he's out flying helicopters at night or downrange in Afghanistan. So we appreciate all you've done in allowing your son to serve. So with that, I'd like to invite you forward, and we'll go ahead with the promotion.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the publishing of the orders.
Publish the orders.
Attention to orders. The President of the United States has reposed special trust and confidence in the patriotism, valor, fidelity, and abilities of Major Johnathan T. Partram. In view of these qualities and his demonstrated potential for increased responsibilities, he is therefore promoted in the United States Army to the grade of Lieutenant Colonel with a date of rank of 3 January 2011 by order of the Secretary of the Army, John McHugh. At this time, Colonel Nitty will administer the oath of office to Lieutenant Colonel Parker.
I state your full name.
I, Johnathan Thomas Parker,
Having been appointed an officer in the United States
having been appointed an officer in the United States
in the grade of Lieutenant Colonel,
in the grade of Lieutenant Colonel,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
and that I will bear true faith
and that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
and that I take these obligations freely
and that I take these obligations freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well
and that I will well
and faithfully
and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of the office upon which I am about to enter.
upon the office of which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
At this time, Colonel Nitty will present the Army Commendation Medal and the Afghan Campaign Medal to Lieutenant Colonel Partram for his outstanding service in Operation Enduring Freedom. Please rise for the publishing of the orders. Attention to orders. The Army Commendation Medal is presented to Lieutenant Colonel Johnathan T. Partram for exceptional meritorious service while assigned as a liaison officer for the Aviation Field Maintenance Directorate and Operation Enduring Freedom. Your professionalism, and dedication to duty greatly contributed to the success of the Directorate and the overall success of numerous aviation units during a very difficult and dangerous mission. Your actions and selfless service are in keeping with the finest traditions of the military service, reflect great credit upon you, the Aviation Field Maintenance Director, the Army Missile Command, and the United States Army. Signed, Major General James E. Rogers, U.S. Army Command. The Afghan Campaign Medal, authorized by Public Law 1008-234, dated 24 May 2004, Executive Order. Is dated 29 November 2004, is presented to Lieutenant Colonel Johnathan T. Partram for his outstanding service and direct support of Operation Enduring Freedom from 19 February 2011 to 9 June 2011. Signed, Major General James E. Rogers, U.S. Army Commander.
Sir, Sammy, thanks again for taking time out of your day to host the ceremony and promote and recognize me today as you've done. Mom, Michelle, Matt, 3 hands here. Thanks for enduring that 15-hour drive down here yesterday.
You bring hamsters
So
in?
comfortable in Alabama humidity down here, so it's much special event having you guys here, obviously. I'm glad. Robin and friends and colleagues, thanks for you guys for taking time out of your day to be here as well. I appreciate that, and I hope you have a beer on me, later. This isn't the last time I see you, but this promotion and the recognition that I received today, the way I see it, isn't so much accredited to me and my abilities and past achievements and contributions. I think it's more deserving that the credit goes to the institution of the United States Army, because although I had base value system that I learned at home and a work ethic that I picked up at home, really the 16 years, active years that I've had in the Army values, Army belief system, the missions at every level, the mission accomplishment, and working with the people. There's a lot of great people in the military and in the Army, and folks here present also included, obviously. So it's more to all of that and the institution creating these people that want to achieve more and want to take it to the next level. So I owe it to the Army. So come drink a beer on me, and we'll toast to the Army. All right?